The world moves at such a breakneck fast pace that we often forget what we had for breakfast, or if we took our medication. Oh God. I think I forgot. Oh God. No, okay, so for real though, we don't stop and ever just reflect. We go, go, go. And that's what this series is, where we look at the MVP of last month. We are now in September, so we're looking at August 1st to August 31st, which is a unique month in that it starts with SummerSlam and ends with Clash in Paris. We're going to look at the MVP of the entire month of August and August only. Mid-cards and main event people, both female-male division. So we're going to start off with the male mid-card division, and it was a toss-up. It was a toss-up between Bronson Reed and Sami Zayn. Now, personally speaking, I'm kind of tired of Sami Zayn being, booked too powerfully. Him burying the whole Solo Sikoa faction really did not sit well with me, and I've done videos. However, we're not looking at how I feel. We're looking at how WWE positioned people. So Sami Zayn definitely has a case in that he went to Smackdown, called his shot, and well, he shot his shot and he made his shot. He's now the US champion after once again burying a mid-card up-and-comer. However, I think while Sami has a case, Bronson Reed, I'm gonna go with, and I'm going with Bronson because he starts off in a tag team program with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. That's huge, right? But I will say, walking into this event, he was more of a guy in a suit, the muscle for Seth freaking Rollins. But by the end of the month, he's having a one-on-one match with Roman freaking Reigns. Roman Reigns doesn't have a one-on-one match with anybody. He's had his last three one-on-one matches were Solo Sikoa for the Ulafala, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40, and LA Knight when LA Knight was a threat to the main event scene. And that was like forever ago. So for Bronson Reed to elevate himself to that point by the end of the month, I'm going with him. Because Sami Zayn's already kind of an established mid-card act, while Bronson Reed, he fought his way to the top, the tip-top of the mid-card, stealing Roman's shoes, making the Shulafala. That was an act of genius from Bronson Reed that has allowed him to have a personality now within the Vision. So now he's not just a hired goon, but a dude with shoes around his neck. And fighting Roman Reigns, I'm giving the MVP of the male mid-card to Bronson Reed. Sorry, Sami, you'll just have to make do with your U.S. title. And boys and girls, if you want a U.S. title like Sami, you can win it. All you got to do to win said belt on my shoulder is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. At 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give the belt away and hopefully quit my day job. Help me out, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, I don't know why I picked up my phone. The women's mid-card is going to go to Chelsea Green. I did not see much of a choice here. You could probably argue Roxanne Perez because she did beat Io Sky and she has been all over TV, but she's mainly in a tag team. So, we could talk about her tag team when we get to the tag team portion of this video, but as a singles star, no, I can't really give it to her. I'm giving it to Chelsea Green, though, because she is always such a character. Now, granted, she is kind of in a feud with the tag team, but she's doing it in a way where she's like, she's the boss of the tag team that is feuding with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and every once in a while, she's getting into the mix as well. But the real reason why I'm giving it to Chelsea is because Chelsea is going to NXT and having a great program actually right now with Ethan Page. Ethan Page is their North American champion who has christened it, I think, the Canadian championship. But Chelsea Green and Ethan Page are doing excellent, stellar work on NXT. And she is just so funny. She steals every single moment. So I'm going to give it to Chelsea. Not many choices. You might say, well, what about Becky Lynch? Becky Lynch, even though she holds a mid-card title, I still view her as a main eventer. So yeah, Roxanne Perez is probably your best bet here, if not Chelsea Green. But Chelsea Green, every moment she gets, she steals it, and now she's raising up the next generation. So yes, Chelsea, your MVP of the mid-card women's division. Let's do tag team now. Tag team, Wyatt Six. The Smackdown tag team division is hot, and the New Day, they're funny as all get out. Judgment Day, they don't really do anything with the belts. But that said, the reason why the Wyatt Six I have historically thought the Wyatt Six were the weakest of all the Smackdown tag teams, but doesn't matter. They won the TLC match at SummerSlam. Throughout the entire month, they've been kind of like overlooking or in the background watching as everybody in the tag team division strive to even get a shot. Their presence very much looming over the entire tag team division. They have built themselves to be a very good final boss for said tag team division, and I get it. It's not necessarily Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy that are like the spotlight. It's almost like the entire faction is the tag team, and so maybe it's a little unfair that I'm going to give the Wyatts the MVP spot, but there's not really been any other teams to step up. And then at Clash in Paris, the first time the tag team belts have been defended just like, 2-on-2 since Royal Rumble, that the Wyatt Six, they won again. Granted, they're getting help from Bo Dallas, Luke Harper, and Nikki Cross. But at the end of the day, the Wyatts, they're continuously winning, and because of the help they are getting, they seem unstoppable and definitely final boss worthy of a great tag team division on SmackDown. It's like everybody fights and fights and fights to get to that spot, and then they lose. And it's like, okay, who's next? And that's the question. Who can topple this faction that is holding the tag team division? So the Wyatt Six, your MVPs. Now let's go to the women's MVP. Very much you could argue Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch definitely has a case at this, but I'm not going to give it to her. But let me speak on Becky real quick. She's been doing great character work just as the Intercontinental Champion. She's raised it up greatly. She won her match at SummerSlam, but I will say this, to me, that was the worst match on the card. There was a botch that really took me like out of the whole match, but honestly, the match went way too long. It went way too long, like by 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a match in of itself, so I just could not fully get behind the match, but she wins her feud, and she no longer has to fight Lyra. And then she gets into a program with Nikki Bella. She has a viral moment where she actually says something that some people would view as disrespectful and some people would view as, it's just entertainment. Don't worry about it. Where she brings up the name of the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, who did pass away like last month or two. She's in the news. She's doing great stuff. She gets to Clash in Paris. She beats Nikki Bella, and then she enters into the Vision. She is the fourth man. She costs CM Punk his chance at winning the title. So if you wanted to put Becky as your MVP, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. She has a strong argument. Now, her and CM Punk yelling at each other on Raw, if I was allowed to include that, I probably would have made her the MVP because she punked out CM Punk on the mic. But the problem is that happened in September 1st. So all we know is in August, she joins the Vision. But again, that alone, her month was a really good month. It was hard. The reason why I'm not going with her is because I'm going with Naomi. Naomi is like, she cut one of the best promos I have ever seen. I'm going to give it to her on the promo, but in the beginning of the month, she had a great stellar match with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. A lot of people probably thought that it was a foregone conclusion that Io or Ripley would win because, well, that's the main event scene on Raw. But no, Naomi, she wins. She does great character work, but fortunately for the human being of Trinity Fatu, she got pregnant. Unfortunately for us WWE fans, Naomi had to relinquish her belt because she got pregnant. But here's the thing. She did it in such a awesome and amazing way where she stayed in character and she put the women's division, all those heifers, her words, not mine, she put them on notice saying that she would come back, and if she had to come back breastfeeding and all, she would, and the belt will be hers again in 9 months and change. I just thought that was such a unique, awesome promo from Naomi, choosing to stay in character and everything like that. Good stuff, good stuff. So her match at SummerSlam and that amazing promo just barely ekes out Becky Lynch. But again, if you want to put Becky above Naomi, that's definitely, I could definitely see that argument. But for me, Naomi just barely wins. Now we go to the male main event scene, and that one is it's not that difficult now that I think about it. There's a strong argument for Roman Reigns. He put over Bronson Reed. He had a decent, strong month. And you might be like, well, he got beat up a lot. He got his shoe stolen. He's putting over younger talent, okay? You don't have to actually win in order to rise up. You could say Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had a great month in that he tricked everybody, threw down the crutches, and then cashed in Money in the Bank, became world champion. And then by the end of the month, he's his heel faction finally looking dominant and strong, and they add Becky Lynch to the group, and now it's like they're the talk of the town. But that said, John Cena, the unseen 17, giving it to him. He goes into SummerSlam as champion. He's a face again. We start off, we didn't know if he was going to be a heel or face. The Smackdown before, that was in July, talked about how John Cena turned into a face, and we weren't sure. But come SummerSlam, definitely. He's a definite face, and he shows that he can still go. He has a great match with Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately, he does lose, but it's in a way that we can all just cheer and appreciate him. Then Brock Lesnar comes out and like, yay, whatever, but it does create a moment for John Cena. I don't think we needed Brock Lesnar to come out there, but he did. Regardless, though, creates a moment. He has a great SummerSlam match, proving he can still go. Then throughout the month, he's here. He's cutting savage promos on Logan Paul, showing us that he can still go on the mic. Then he gets to Clash in Paris, and he has a banger of a match with Logan Paul, and it just showcase how much time we lost with his stupid heel turn, because his matches with Cody and Logan have been good. I started thinking maybe he can't have good matches anymore because his body is just so beaten down, but no, he can still deliver, and he has proved it. So yes, he lost his championship, but it don't matter. The next night on SmackDown, or the next week on SmackDown, we're all just cheering him, we're loving him. The fact that we get to cheer face John Cena again, and then he goes and faces the guy that everybody hates, beats him with style clashes and end of days, paying tribute, homage to his past career and his past rivalries. It's just great stuff from John Cena. He entertained us, and who are we gonna pick? Cody Rhodes, who doesn't even show up? Part-time Cody Rhodes? No, we're gonna go with retirement tour face John Cena as your MVP. Seth Rollins probably has the best argument here, but yeah, maybe it's nostalgia on my part, but I don't care. I'm doing it. John Cena, your MVP. All right, boys. All right, girls. You know who the real MVPs are? You. That's right, you. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. And cheap plug, if you want to join the Patreon, $5 a month supports the channel, and I'm doing Lucha Underground watch-alongs right now, so come check it out. It's really fun. Just 1 month. Try it out. See ya. Bye.